Start class in a restorative pose. And I am going to have my props handy and just kind of tell you a little bit about myself. And I'm Shannon. So firstly, I'd like to thank meaction for partnering with me and helping organize this event. I'm so grateful to them and all the hard work they do for all of us. And welcome to this wonderful community of ME, fibromyalgia, and long COVID warriors. How cool is this? We're a group of people from all over the world coming together despite this chronic illness and doing some yoga. And I have to admit, I had some tears when I saw 500 people register for this class. I mean, I know that there are so many of us out there in this world with this, but for some reason, when it was staring me in the face, I got choked up. And I think it was partly because it showed me that I wasn't alone. And yet at the same time, that there are just so many of us with this disease still showing up, still trying in spite of all of it. And I just wanted to say thank you for coming. And I see you. And I see your light shining. And I hope this practice can bring some more light into your lives too. And so, like most of you, I've been managing ME for myself for many years. And during this time, I attempted various activities only to find out they were simply not attainable. And that was even yoga. So classes were too long, too strenuous, too achievement focused. And it was so frustrating because I used to be so athletic before this illness. And sadly, I know that this experience is all too common in our community, but we're not going to be like that here. So I invite you to instead let go of the expectations of how yoga is supposed to look, because real yoga is so much more than that. The poses are actually one small piece alongside breathing and getting in touch with your body and releasing tensions and calming your central nervous system and coming out of your head and into the present. So today's class is going to be just that. We will begin with some grounding breath work, and then you decide if you want to join us with some gentle movements and restorative poses. And the whole class will be 30 minutes, and we end with a shavasana, a guided meditation. And you're welcome to stay after for a community chat. And although I've tried to make this accessible for everyone, we're all so different. Some have EDS, some have spinal issues. So please do best to look after yourself. Nobody knows your body better than you. So do what you need. And the goal is not to push yourself. So if you're just coming into the community and sharing breath with us today, then that is a deeply nourishing practice. So I'm going to invite you, if you haven't already done so, just to lay nice and long in your bed, on your mat. See if you can settle in a little bit here. And maybe even allow your feet to part down to the sides so the toes are pointing out. See if you can let your arms kind of come away from the body a bit. See if you can take a little space. Okay. And just sense and feel your body supported on the surface beneath you. Nice and easy. And letting go, getting ready for practice or anything else you have to do today, just coming into the moment. And let's start with noticing your breath. So there's no wrong way to be breathing right now. We're just taking a little snapshot. And if it's comfortable to you, take your top hand and place it on the center of your chest, and your lower hand and place it on your lower belly. So the thumb would be maybe at your belly button and spread the fingers wide. And again, notice the movements of your hand with your breath. And see if you can notice, is one hand moving more than the other? You have no right or wrong. And then just allow that top hand at the chest to rest at the side. And see if you can consciously guide your breath into that lower hand. Nice, slow, steady breaths. This cues our central nervous system to let go, to relax. And we're moving that hand now to the side. And just see how much room your body can take up. Maybe even coming into a human starfish and stretching yourself out wide. Just getting the body ready for some movement. Maybe rolling the hands and feet in one direction. And then taking that in the opposite direction. And then maybe even pointing the feet down, matching your hands with this, stretching the body out. And then flexing the feet and wrists back. On your inhale, pointing feet and fingers down. Exhale, flexing back. Okay. Now you may decide to stay here, or if you're going to come and join me, just gently slide one foot at a time onto the surface beneath you. So your knees will be bent, and allow the arms to just rest at your side if you can, with your hands, palms facing up. And we're just going to ground here for a moment. So press those feet into the surface beneath you. And release. And this time on the inhale, pressing those feet down, grounding you here into the moment. Exhaling, release, release, release. And one more time, gentle press down on the inhale. Exhaling, release, release, release. Okay, so we are going to move into some movements to help release the spine, and it's called an arch and flatten. So if you're joining me, the movement you want to make is to roll your pelvis forward. So your tailbone tilts down, your lower back arches, and release back to neutral. We'll take that arch again. Breathing in, rolling the pelvis forward, tailbone tilts, lower back arches. Exhaling, release, nice, slow and steady. There might be some little twitches, and that's okay. And then we'll go into the opposite direction. So flattening your lower back onto the surface beneath you. Pelvis tilts up. Exhaling, release, release, release. Inhaling, pelvis tilts up, lower back flattens, your stomach muscles engage. Exhale, release, release, release. And pause here for a breath. And we'll take that arch and flatten one more time. If you're coming along with me, rolling the pelvis down, back arches, Exhaling, releasing, flattening into the surface. Pelvis tilts up. Exhale, release, release, release. Okay, wonderful. So we've warmed our spines, and now we're going to do some very gentle little twists in the back. Let's place our arms out to the sides into a T if that's available. Take a minute to get yourself comfy. And just start really slow here. So just tipping the knees to one side and to the next. Let's warm up the hip flexors first before we go into any twist. So just gently dipping side to side. Nice and easy. And then the next time your knees come center, pausing here. Now the goal is not to allow your knees to go all the way down. You just want to have them gradually drop to one side. Pausing here for a moment to feel that stretch, that twist. Exhaling, drawing the knees back to center. Inhaling, dipping the knees to the opposite side. Exhaling, coming back to center. And one more time, dipping the knees down to one side, nice little twist. Exhaling, coming back to center. And on the next inhale, dipping the knees to the opposite side. Exhaling, coming back to center. And just pause here for a moment. Perhaps your legs go long or you come into a bundle roll. So you decide, ask your body, what does it need? We're going to go long next. So just take a couple seconds here and feel out what your body's craving. And as you're coming down to laying fully on your back with your legs out, please have your props either side of your lower belly or your lower body. So ideally at your knees. Okay, so either side, because we're going to be using the prop for each side. So with this next pose, or if you're just resting, just guide your breath. We're going to have our legs come together. And you're going to take the sole of one foot and place it on your ankle. And this is tree pose. So you decide here, where is that perfect tree? Is it the foot at the ankle or sliding it a little more up the leg? And then just blooming the leg open and allowing your knee to rest on your support. Okay, if there's any gripping, you can simply release this, or you can fold your prop higher so it's not so strong of a stretch. So play around here. Once you found that just right stimulus, we'll invite the arms in. So there are a couple different ways you can have your arms. They could be at the sides, just close to your body. They could be across like a T. You could also have them in goalpost or cactus arms, or you can stretch them overhead and that will be your deepest stretch. So play and see what feels good. And we'll take in one nice deep breath into those side lungs that are being stretched. Nice and easy. And then allowing the leg to go long and your arms to go long. And pausing here for a moment for a breath. And we're going to take this pose, if you're joining, to the opposite side. So we're going to have our tree where we slide that sole of the foot up to the opposite side of the leg. Find where that sweet spot is where you are blooming open with your support. And this side could feel different, so be mindful of that if it needs something different. And then taking the arms again in your direction, what felt good. And settle in just for a moment here. Or maybe even breathe in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. Allowing the breath to be low and slow. Relaxing any gripping or holding in the jaw or neck. This is wonderful for our lymphatic system, the tree pose. So we'll give one final breath here, nice and slow and deep. Open, sigh it out, and go long. Wonderful. And keep those props either side of the body for our final pose today. So again, ask your body right now, is there anything it needs either for stillness and to rest or gentle movements it's craving before we go into our final butterfly pose? And how we get that is by allowing the knees to come back up, pointing the soles of the feet together, and then letting your legs open to the sides like a butterfly. Okay, so here you decide, do you need more support under you to take that grip off, because it's going to really open our groin here. Or if you want to lower your legs, it's not quite as strong. So find that sweet spot. Okay, and settle in here. And maybe even place your hands on your belly. And we're going to engage the vagus nerve here with a breath practice called Brahmari breath or bumblebee breath. And how we do that is by inhaling through the nose and exhaling through closed mouth. So your exhale is coming out of your nose, but you're going to hum on the exhale, like So just take that breath a few times here. Humming through the bumblebee breath. This vibrational reaction in the body, calming and, like I said, stimulates our vagus nerve. One more time here. And then removing your props, letting the body go long, and thinking about what you need for our Shavasana, which is our guided meditation. You could decide if you need a little movement by doing a couple bundle rolls or little leg extensions, or coming onto your side or front body. You just need to come off your back for a moment. And let's go into a really yummy Shavasana state. So everyone's will look different. If you need suggestions, I would recommend something under your knees and something under your head and a blanket over your body for some cozy comfort. And all you have to do here is relax and see if you can settle in. And take your time. And take a moment now and just allow your breath to settle you. Breathing slowly and deeply in through the nose and softly out through the mouth. Just following the rhythm of your breath, allowing it to drop you into the surface beneath you. Relaxing and releasing and just letting go, letting it all go. Unfurling your brow, softening your cheeks, and just letting your jaw soften, allowing it to unclench, and even letting your tongue gently lie on the bottom of your mouth. And feeling the back of your head well supported and safe beneath you. Following down your neck to your shoulders. And just letting those shoulders fall a little bit more into the surface beneath you. Taking your next deep breath in and releasing those shoulders, letting them drift and drop. And just let go. And following that relaxing sensation all through your back, into the muscles around your spine, and down through your pelvis and into your hips. And taking your next breath and bring that into your hips and lower belly. And allowing everything to go soft and loose. All the way down your legs, right to your ankles and the soles of your feet. And next, we're going to try a new breath practice, which is breathing in for the count of 4 and exhaling for the count of 6. And I will guide you for the first few breath cycles here. And if at any time your breathing becomes short or uncomfortable, just please resume your regular breath. So let's begin by breathing in for the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And continue on your own.
bring all your attention to the counting of your breath. This slow, steady, conscious breathing relaxes our system, and the extended exhale promotes the parasympathetic nervous system to relax. And on your next exhale, just have a big open mouth sigh. And allow your breath to resume its normal breathing.
Now go silent now for a few moments and guide you back when it's time to rejoin your day. And gently blinking the eyes open and taking any movements, maybe bringing some small movements into your fingers and your toes. And thanking yourself for taking the time to really look after yourself today. And notice how you feel now compared to when we first started class. And take a nice stretch in whatever direction your body's craving. And I'm going to close class now. And I again thank you so much for coming. I hope to see you again.